My name's Christopher Eyre. I am the Acting Commissioner of the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force. So the last Monday, the Premier considered the situation and the deterioration in Haiti and decided that the consequences of that were creating a national emergency for the Turks and Caicos Islands. And he directed that all public agencies work together to provide a coordinated and effective response to the threat that might pose to the communities of TCI. And the process we have for dealing with that is called a strategic coordination group. And he generously asked if I would chair that group and bring that group together. I can say that since then, and tirelessly, every agency has worked to make sure that we are effectively dealing with the threat that it might present to our communities and making sure that we deal with all of the consequences in a joined up way. Today I managed to chair the fifth of those meetings of the Strategic Coordination Group, which brought together the TCI Regiment, the Immigration and Border Service, the Attorney General's Department, the National Security Secretariat, the Ministry for Health, the Communications Directorate, a number of different elements of the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force, the Premier's Office, the Governor's Office, the DECR and Fisheries, to make sure that we are all working hand in glove and in a joined up way. The way that we do that is that we commence the meeting by doing an intelligence assessment of the current threat and risks in Haiti, what we're seeing taking place on Haiti, and then assessing what the implications are for us in the TCIs. In order to do that, we have a number of different routes into gathering information from partner agencies and other countries, including speaking directly to partners in Haiti to understand the deterioration of the situation there. And people will have seen in the media over the last 24 hours the resignation of the Premier and the consequences that's having in further destabilising an already difficult situation. So we deal with the assessment of the intelligence from Haiti, and then we look at the intelligence of the implications of that for what may be happening within the TCIs. Through that, we've identified at the outset that immigration crime, organised crime linked in with that, and any gun crime issues associated with it were going to be clear priorities for the group in the way that we gathered information and targeted our resources. We have, through that process, identified people that we think are involved in, who may be involved in facilitation or trafficking of people from Haiti to the TCIs, and they will be actively targeted by law enforcement agencies so we can bring them to justice for their offences. That work is underway, and proactive policing activity has commenced in that space to deal with them. Those top 10 targets, we will both enforce the law against them and seek to do everything possible to deter and disrupt their criminal endeavours to make sure we keep our communities safe. That's a process that we manage on a daily basis through something we call a tasking and coordination system, which happens in a daily way through the police service. In order to respond to the intelligence situation, we then monitor the air surveillance picture. And we have been working seamlessly with our partners from the United States, the Bahamas, Cayman, to gather a collective picture of the potential for illegal migration from vessels coming from Haiti. That work is ongoing. Sensitive information is shared between the agencies on at times a minute-by-minute basis, but certainly constantly throughout a 24-hour period. So we understand the potential of illegal migration taking place. Because of the threats that we're facing, the police forces deployed our marine unit out at sea. So our vessels are pre-deployed at sea with officers working constantly at sea. And they work hand in glove with the fisheries and the agencies from the Bahamas and the United States and Cayman to make sure that we are coordinating our efforts to intercept and deal with the vessels before they come to our shore. We've had successful interceptions at sea on multiple occasions this week. We've had 2 vessels intercepted with a total of 171 people detained as a result of that and brought ashore, and the Royal Bahamas Defence Force intercepted another vessel and brought 65 detainees ashore as well. So very good work is being done by the marine units, and I've got to say the dedication and commitment for all of the personnel involved, both in dealing with the interception but also through the fisheries department providing security for our marinas, is exemplary, and they're working hard to make sure that all assets are safe and we deal with potential illegal migration. So our coastal patrolling is relentless and guided by the intelligence picture that we get around the potential threat. Where we then on land, we have ground-based elements of the Turks and Caicos Regiment, the police and immigration teams, who are patrolling and are directed patrolling along the coastline, both to deter people facilitating migration, but also to detect those who may have slipped through the maritime net, which unfortunately is a reality, but we work hard to limit that in every way we possibly can. So when we then have the detentions taking place, the Immigration Service have got detention facilities set up, and then we screen any persons who are detained to identify those who may be at risk. And that has led us to be able to identify people who we believe are criminals from Haiti, and we have arrested them under the anti-gang legislation that we have on suspicion of being involved in organised crime to mitigate any risks that they present. That screening process and the intelligent assessment of threat is just one of the elements we use to make sure we are mitigating our risks on island in relation to it. Of course, the Immigration Service, along with dealing with the detention of those people when they are arrested, also work extremely hard on the repatriation of persons to Haiti. I think all of your listeners will understand today that the situation in Haiti and the level of disruption there means that there are limitations on the number of flights that are able to go out at the moment. But the Immigration Service are highly professional. They are mapping and planning how they will deal with that when the air routes open up, and are considering alternatives that they may be able to pursue in the meantime. All of this work has been going on. I chaired the 5th Strategic Coordination Group this morning. We will meet again on Thursday morning. In the meantime, if anything develops, we will meet in interim, but we're planning to meet again on Thursday morning to discuss our progress and next steps. In the meantime, over the last, really since last Monday, the Governor and the Premier have been working very hard with international partners about assistance in this space. And I know over the weekend, the Governor and the Premier were having extensive conversations about additional assistance they might like to draw internationally. I'm aware that we are likely to be having experts from the UK arriving in the next few days to do assessments of what additional assistance may be provided, and we of course stand by ready to support their work when they arrive to make sure that we work hand in glove with them on maintaining our commitment to keep our communities safe and making sure that we show the public here the commitment that we work together in a united way for their safety.